Sorry about the thumbnail. I'm pranking you. This is not the Milklooker episode. I'm on vacation, had a little bit of time to prepare, decided to call up an old friend and record a good old-fashioned filler episode. There is some talk about the new Deltarune chapter here, and some interesting talk about a casual's perspective on Deltarune, but really, we're just fucking around this hour, and with that comes a bit of a rowdier episode than usual. I mean, I don't really know how to describe it other than content warning for nipple piercings and many other things. Listen with caution. Music's by Highwell. This is... I'm gonna start talking to the listeners right away. I'm gonna say... This is a filler episode, okay?
I thought so.
I'm here. I am so tired. I have been so busy at work. The chapter came out. I have done so many super thoughtful, in-depth episodes about fucking Deltarune literary analysis nonsense, and I'm just like, I need to just kick my feet back, talk to my good buddy Xtine about some stuff, eat my bougie Funyuns
on our work lunch.
That's right. And I'm not gonna talk about work any more than that. But I am taking my lunch break right now to talk to Xtine. Which, if you hear an incredibly loud bag noise, it's because I'm still eating a little bit of bougie Funyun while recording this.
I want to know what your bougie Funyuns are. When you told me about that, it got me intrigued.
Yeah, hold on. I'll take a picture and I'll send you. Because people love when hosts on an audio podcast are talking about stuff that they can't see, I think. But yeah, it's they got a little hippie girl on the front. They're lesser evil moonions, and the flavor is
moonions.
The flavor is hyperspace hot onion. And
this design is crazy.
It is crazy.
It actually kind of looks like one of my my beloved D&D OC who is stuck in a campaign that will never end, which makes me sad. But she is a aware mantis. But yeah, that's what this reminds me of.
That's also, an awesome thing to be aware of.
Oh, she was. I made up all this this secret society that she was part of, or not so secret society. Of course, she's an offshoot of terrorize because I can generate an infinite number of terrorizes for roleplay purposes. Although recently I've started tapping more into Golem, so I've been also making an infinite number of Golem XPs. But anyways, she was an HR manager at a shitty company, of course, but she was all in favor of it.
You have human resources in your D&D setting?
I made it up. my DM was loosey goosey enough with it that he let me do that, but also I don't think he since I kind of just plopped that society in there, it didn't pan out. So I also had this cool idea.
I feel like a lot of D&D settings get into early modern enough where you're like, it would be funny if there was an HR manager here at this whatever. Yeah. What company was this? Welcome to a Survey Program podcast where we talk about Xtine's D&D setting.
What was your question?
What kind of company that has an HR department in a D&D setting?
Oh my god. I think I couldn't even figure out what it was that they were doing, and that was part of it. I knew it was going to be a factory thing, and also
they've got factories?
I was going to make up a factory and just put it in there. And I was wondering if it would be them mass producing this kind of health potion that had, detrimental effects, of course, and also it turns out it's the Soylent Green of society or whatever, because there are secret bug parts in it. She was a werebug, and also as an HR manager, the gimmick was that she was also cannibalizing any workers who got pink slips. Who had HR violations. She would maybe chew off an arm or something.
I guess she was a mantis. They got all these clockwork artificer stuff, right? That requires some element of mass production.
Yeah. So I didn't get to explore that because I made her leave that society specifically. Yeah. Hold on, sorry, I'm checking
glue
emails at the same time.
That's the level of commitment that we've come to expect from this podcast.
I'm sorry, I fucking hate
you glue shopping.
Oh no, I make websites for.
Forget it.
Don't dox me, but I make websites for.
Forget it.
I see.
These guys are fucking pissing me off.
I used to make websites.
Good thing that you had your microphone turned off, right?
Yeah, I used to make a web. I can cut that if you want me to.
No, good. You can keep the screaming.
I'll keep the screaming. We were talking about a thing, but I used to make websites for small business tyrants, and it was very, very annoying. Right. So let me think about what's happened since you last came on. Well, I mean, Deltarune came out. Deltarune Chapter 5 came out. Oh, that's
true.
You played that, right?
Deltarune Chapter 5. I did. I finished it. I enjoyed how many Toho references were in there. I think I was keeping a running tally. I think I found 5 or 6.
That's what I wanted to ask you about, since as we talked about previously, I'm not familiar with Toho, but you are, and so I want you to tell me about all the shit in this chapter that I missed by not being a Toho head.
I am mostly like I would consider myself like a casual Toho fan on account of I have never really finished any of the games. Sorry, guys. But I've listened to all the OSTs, like, ass to mouth, back to end. Front to end.
Human
like,
Centipede style?
So, yeah, Human Centipede style. Like, it's a very common soundtrack of my life. It's just, like, Toho music and Toho music arranges. So, specifically, Pedal Dance, the song that plays when you start fighting Aqua, that made me leap for joy in real life when I heard it, because like midway through you hear like a really iconic sound font. It's like the annoying trumpets that come in like kind of midway through. That is very characteristic of Toho music. In Toho fandom, we affectionately call it like the Zunpit, like Zunpets. So there's that, and I think also just like the way it sounds in general, like when it starts, is like, oh, this is a Toho reference. It makes me very happy. So that's one very big thing.
It's also a very hard fight. I died to Aqua like 5 times on my first playthrough.
Oh my god, I died to her fight so often. I also don't know if this is a stretch, but I would say that her bullets, like the knives, are also to me like a Toho reference. That one was kind of like a half point, because like Sakuya, who is a really popular Toho character, she throws knives, and they kind of looked like Sakuya's knives from what I remember. The second one for sure is when Susie puts on the red bow and her sprite changes. She looks like Rainbow, so that was one.
I've heard this.
And then the other one is when the flowers keep mentioning that they don't even have hats on. To me, that's a Toho reference, because every single Toho character has a hat on. That's like, I guess it's like in his design dossier to just put a hat in every single, all 100 characters or so there are in Toho, all of them have like a weird hat on.
It's like the Kingdom Hearts guy in zippers.
A headpiece on. Yes, exactly. I've never played Kingdom Hearts, but yes.
And
I can't recall the other two. It's all right. It's okay.
It's all right. Kingdom Hearts is okay. I might do a Kingdom Hearts episode in the future because, I don't know, it seems maybe relevant.
Can you link it back to Deltarune in some way?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think they're both playing with similar themes of identity and stuff, but I'm not a big Kingdom Hearts head, and it seems like it's so hard to understand all of Kingdom Hearts because you have to play so much bullshit. And then you're just
the mobile game too.
It's like, am I gonna really go play the fucking Game Boy Advance game? I think that if Goofy were in Deltarune, everything would be fixed. All the problems would be solved. But if Donald Duck were in Deltarune, everything would be way worse. That's my.
Oh, what about Mickey Mouse?
Well, Mickey. Okay, Kingdom Hearts is so funny because Mickey is they made Mickey like so badass. He's like wearing this like big black leather cloak, and he's like the man behind the scenes. He's like he's so cool, which is such a funny role to cast literally Mickey Mouse in.
it's hard to take him seriously with that voice acting, like the very gimmicky voice acting. Same with Donald Duck, but at least Donald Duck seems to not have as much gravitas attached to his character because he looks like a cartoon duck.
It's so
I mean, Mickey Mouse
awesome.
looks like a cartoon mouse, but
Yeah,
like,
it's so awesome. I genuinely think it's such a great idea to like have him be like a RPG badass, but still just sound like Mickey Mouse. I think that's incredibly funny.
I've heard he's a huge asshole too in terms of plot.
Yes, it's great. It's awesome. The Kingdom Hearts is such a weird. It's like if they let Toby actually put Woody from Toy Story in the game. Like if Yellow was just actually Woody from Toy Story. Like it's like
Oh my
I don't
God,
think
yeah.
and in this modern era of like IP, you know, being this like tightly controlled, valuable thing, the idea that we're just like gonna let somebody throw Disney characters into their fucking insane like JRPG teen drama plot is crazy. It's unthinkable now. Like if it hadn't already happened, it would never happen in a million years.
Actually, they are making like a gotcha slop game with Disney characters. Like,
But that's
they
going to
have
be bad.
Bish-
And here's the thing. That's also going to be in-house from Disney, right? Like Disney's going to have they're going to have a little army of clipboard-toting brand managers that are making sure that nothing too weird is happening.
Right. Did you hear at least that they made what are Donald's nephews named again?
Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Yeah, I think they made them into Yowie bait. They're not brothers, but they do have like a matching set, and it's funny.
That's fucking ridiculous. That's fucking. What are you talking about? What do you fucking mean? What?
What am I talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Let me look at this. Actually, let me go on Blue Sky and find this because my mutual who's really into the Twisted Wonderland game, which is about the Disney villains, right?
Yeah.
Posted about this. So give me a second.
To a guy like me, that's just a normal Wonderland.
Okay. Well, I didn't have to laugh at that. That was kind of funny. I shouldn't have laughed at that. I regret
Well,
giving
you
that
did.
laugh.
Well, you did, but I gotcha.
Yeah, you did. Okay, let's see. I just don't remember this person's Blue Sky account, so I might have to link it to you later.
No worries. I don't think it's actually that important that I find out what the hell you're talking about with Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
The Yowie bait, you don't want to know.
I think that my life will meaningfully not be different if I don't ever learn about that. Might even be better.
Speaking of Yowie bait, I feel like Chapter 5 had some instances of Yowie bait to me. It did not capture my attention, of course, but I thought
Asgore
that,
not
like,
your thing? Asgore doesn't do it for you?
No, it's just that, like, when I play Deltarune, I'm not really playing it with the fandom mindset in mind.
This
I mean,
was
I
definitely
was thinking
one for the fans. You know, all the Undertale parallels and stuff.
Yeah, it was definitely fan service. In that sense, not fan service for me. I think, but I was thinking about this because, like, I was watching another friend play Deltarune Chapter 5, and they had, like, a lot more theories and thoughts about it than I did, because I was just there to see what kind of Toho references there would be, and I got fed on that front. Oh, yeah. And also, I thought that Flowery's boss fight was my favorite boss fight so far.
It's very good. It's very fun.
Yeah. And
it's a good challenge. It's super. I mean, the song is great. The graphics and gameplay are awesome. Flowery.
The karaoke sequence was really funny. But yeah, go on.
It's awesome. Flowery. So, like, what do you think of this guy?
I liked him. I thought he was funny as fuck. To me, he was like. So this is. I just saw like one or two people be like, felt like kind of Orientalist to have this set in Japan, and then they were like, why did they make Flowery yellow? And like, why did they make this Asian man yellow? And to me, it like didn't grok as Flowery being Asian. If anything, he seemed like a white guy in Japan.
Yes, he's like, I feel like he was supposed to be foreigner. Like he's like supposed to be the American character in an anime is what he struck me as. He's got the, you know, like the classic like he's got like a Letterman jacket that he's got like a very like U.S. college prep, preppy look to him, right? And he sounds like
also like foreigners in anime tend to have like that kind of like easygoing charisma that Flowery was giving off. So to me, it was like, this is not a yellow Asian character. This is a blonde white guy in an anime show,
Yeah.
But so I liked him. I thought he was funny. I liked that she heard Ralsei at one point. That was awesome.
Yeah.
The transgender Ralsei vibes were off the charts here, I mean, like, it was just like canon, all but canon.
It's pretty much hard to ignore at this point. I really appreciate it because I feel like I had always liked Ralsei since the demo came out 8 years ago. That was 8 years ago. Can you believe that?
That's crazy.
We just met around then. We were just starting to talk around then, if I remember correctly.
Is that true?
That is true.
That doesn't sound correct. 2018? Did we not talk like around when Undertale? When did Undertale come out then?
I think I met you in 2018, didn't I?
Yeah, but I associate that. I guess Undertale came out before I met you. Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
I got my timelines all mixed up.
Yeah, because Undertale came out 2015.
Fuck, that's true. Oh my god, how the time passes. I have another friend who I've been telling to play Deltarune, and so she wants to start with Undertale all the way from the beginning, and it's like, oh, she's finally met Sans. She finally got past like the ruins section because she was accidentally playing it on hard mode because they have that setting if you play as Frisk.
Yeah.
Yes. So she was stuck in the ruins for like an hour because the bosses are hard as fuck, and she's also not great at bullet hole. So she has not had a great first impression of Undertale. Having to go through it's really bad. So she's only just now getting to see Papyrus after playing the game for however many hours.
That's hilarious. Somebody actually getting punked by hard mode in real life. Oh my god.
Yes. I was like, name your character something else. She's like, no, I need to be canonical. I'm going to name it Frisk.
Well, no, canonically would be Kara. Because you're naming the fallen human, not the player character. The player character is named Frisk no matter what you input.
That's true.
So you need to tell her if she wants to be canonical, she needs to start all over again and name the character Kara.
Make her go through the ruins like for the 5th time.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure she'll like that.
Yeah.
I'm sure she'll like that. I'll tell her that actually. I think she would get a kick out of that.
Yeah. You get a little message when you put in Kara. It says the true name.
Okay. I'm gonna DM that to her right now. Why were we talking about this again?
Fuck if I know, dog. We were talking about Flowery. We ended up...
Flowery?
Hi.
Flowery.
Your dad's my best friend. It's been so hard. It's been so hard to not just have...
the echolalia.
Yeah, it feels like it's just Toby is like offloaded. He's like exported all of his vocal stems from this development period onto the rest of us. It's like it's like an exorcism, and now all the rest of us have to fucking walk around babbling Sestingus to each other.
It's so sad. It's his I mean, if I were to make a video game, I would do the exact same thing. I would also offload all of my vocal stems onto everybody very easily, I think.
Yeah.
Oh my god, these fucking...
No.
These fucking... I hate them. Anyways, I'm trying to get...
So, I'm going to censor that, but I'm going to put a bleep just over the term...
No.
Referring to the type of business that you work with, but it's going to sound like you're saying something really awful. Those fucking... censors.
Flowers, blooms...
They're trying to like reach like a deadline, and I've been telling them about this stupid deadline, and they're like, "Oh, we want to do this other thing before the deadline," and like, fucking hell, I hate them. I hate them so bad. Anyways, so yeah, I played chapter 5.
You said there was yaoi, but you didn't like it. What yaoi are you talking about?
Well, it was more like, there was Burger Pants and the bunny guy.
That's true. That's
like
true.
that.
Blue Ears, the nice cream guy from Undertale, who hasn't gotten a name in Deltarune.
He's just ice cream guy, right?
He's just blue. I think he's called Blue Ears in the files.
Interesting. I think because on AO3, I think that he's called Nice Cream Guy, so the ship name is called Nice Pants. At least it was back in Undertale.
Yeah,
Undertale.
I mean, that's definitely a classic Undertale ship. Obviously they don't. A lot of people were like expecting them to sort of get together in this, but instead, as you know, it's instead there's a few more complications.
Yes,
and,
I liked that part.
Yes. As Milklooker says, well, the truth hurts, but it may lead to the best outcome. If you're a loser...
What are you referencing?
That's if you talk to Milklooker after that scene, where Blue Ears rejects... Where Blue Ears is honest to Pizza Pants, and he has the breakdown. That's what Milklooker says to you.
How many times have you played this chapter?
I have played it twice. Well, I played it twice on the regular route and then once on the weird route, which, spoiler, only takes 20 minutes.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Okay.
But I have... Oh, yeah, you don't know about the weird route. You haven't done any of that shit, have you?
No. Like, I know... I've seen enough weird route fan art that I kind of get the driving pathos of it. So yeah. I'm excited to see it, but I don't know exactly, I guess, the composition of it. And also, like, I would love to listen to Deltarune music just like on loop in its entirety, but I specifically don't want to be spoiled by like any music that's exclusive to Weird Root.
Well, you're in luck because none of that is on the OSTs.
Really? Nice.
Yeah, none of the Weird Root tracks are on the OSTs. They're all hidden. I just feel in terms of knowing that, I just feel like by doing what I do, by doing this show, I just end up plugged into like knowing every line in the game, or like at least having a passing familiarity with the whole script. And the fact that there's a searchable text dump is very useful for that as well. But like after I get done playing, I go watch like here's what happens when you pick the other dialogue options in these scenes and everything. And it's kind of interesting because it's like one of the things that like a lot of people do with Undertale is like, they're very sentimentally like, this is my save, right? And I'm going to play it once and I'm going to cherish it and then I'm not going to play it again. But doing this show and like having the conversations that I have sort of require me to like devour the game, right? Like really like dig into everything. And sometimes I worry that compromises my enjoyment of the text or like makes me have a different relationship to it than most players do. You know what I mean? Where it's like...
Yeah, I feel like I'm coming at it from the opposite spectrum where I play it once and I don't really think about it as much. And earlier I was talking about like watching another friend play Chapter 5 for the first time, and they had a lot more thoughts about it than I did, which I was like, am I not playing this game closely enough? I just feel like it's a nice fun time with Chris having fun with their friends or not having like teenage angst. I was like, it's a cute game, but I know there's more. It's nice that there's more to dig into if you decide to think about it that way. But I think also for me, this is just... I think video games are not my favored way of consuming a story.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I think I just prefer something with like a lot of text, which is why like Disco Elysium is probably the first game or the only game I can think of that has affected me deeply on like an emotional level. Like I've gotten some sort of pathos from that.
And that is my favorite game of all time.
Most of it's so we're on the same page with that.
Yeah. I mean, I love a writerly game. I mean, I am, that's my art of choice, although I haven't done much of it over the last few years. But I do prefer a writerly game. I love films with big, dense screenplays where characters are talking a bunch. That's definitely what I enjoy. I love these long stream of consciousness novels. Joyce is my favorite novelist. And so, I do like a game that babbles a bit. There is quite a bit of text in Deltarune. I don't think as much as Disco Elysium, but it's probably getting relatively close at this point. And I do, but more to the point, I find your perspective valuable because I would say the vast majority of Deltarune players are engaging with it like you, right? And that perspective, you basically never hear from in the like locus of capital F fandom media, right? Like because it's made
We're part of the mass,
right? It's made because this like this like Deltarune like deep lore bullshit is made by and for obsessives. You so rarely get to hear from and understand the perspectives of people who are playing this game like it's kind of like like most people will. And so I've kind of enjoyed I've been talking to BQ, who's playing through it for the first time, and like getting them to play each chapter and take notes, and sort of I've been pinning them down. Like I've been doing an episode every time they get done with the chapter.
I saw that you released that episode just today.
Yes. And so we are, we're, and so I've been fast. I enjoy experimenting on people who haven't played the game yet. And I was just talking with Lux, this for this month's bonus episode too. Lux just played the whole game, start to finish, in 1 week, and like that is, that's going to be how most people play the game eventually, right? One day, the amount of people who play Deltarune start to finish without taking years in between the chapters are going to outnumber us who played it chapter to chapter as it came out, right? They're going to experience it as one experience. And it's super interesting talking to somebody having that experience, because instead of when the chapter screen ends, saying, all right, I'm going to shut down the game and I'm going to think about what I just saw, they're going to click continue to chapter 3, continue to chapter 4, continue to chapter 5.
Yeah. So playing, like talking to a player who's playing it archivally versus, or who's going to be the majority of players by the end of the decade or whatever, versus like a person who's been playing the game as it comes out, like in real time, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm like a casual. Wait, shit! Yes, we can launch! Okay, sorry, give me a second. Let me drop this ticket into the IT lobby. 1 second. Site launch. Okay, get website launched. God, my Slack channels are a fucking mess. Pog for me, which is that my manager hasn't been online all week.
That's great. I love when your boss takes a vacation. Because it's like a little mini vacation for you. It's not like I'm often quite productive when my boss is out, but when my boss is out, I can work at my own pace. I don't have to constantly be checking. I like my boss, to be clear. I think my boss is great. But
I also like my boss a lot.
But I try to never overlap vacations with my boss.
I'm like in a weird situation where unfortunately, I have a lot of friends who are in the management positions in my department, and so like a lot of like close IRL friends, and they will tell me shit about my manager that like about certain incidents, and then like my manager will tell me their perspective on it, and I'm like, well, I have these two very different pieces of information that I can't do anything with. I feel like the Palace Eunuch right now, where everyone's like whispering secrets into my ear about what's going on at this company.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's just what I've been navigating around. But it's nice that my boss is on vacation, because I already have like a pretty long leash anyways, because I'm a high performer. But now I have an even longer leash because the person who is covering for her doesn't know what I do. So, yay! Woohoo, yippee! Anyways, brief work interlude. Just waiting for IT to pick up the ticket so I can get this site freaking launched. I guess you can leave as many details in the podcast as possible.
You didn't say anything. You didn't say anything identifying there, so I think I'll probably just leave all that crap in.
Yeah, I guess just don't mention that it's about
A blingo blitz.
You can talk about
Here I come.
what you
No, I'm not even gonna do that. I'm not even gonna have the second word. I'm just gonna censor the whole thing.
Okay.
And it's whatever mysterious
me.
group you work for, people will have to puzzle out on their own.
Some mysterious group where I hold all the keys and I don't really know what to do with it. I feel like I'm just, if I were a really ambitious person who wanted to like take advantage of this advantageous position I'm in, then I would probably be running this department like the Navy, but I don't want to do that. That seems stressful.
That
seems
true.
stressful.
I have over the past few years, over the past 5 or 6 years since the big, sometimes you take on too much responsibility and stuff is, and that's really, really sucks, and it's really, really stressful. And then you decide that you want to spend the rest of your career staying in your lane.
I just want to be a minion, please.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I want to be like a well-paid and honored minion.
Yes, yes, exactly. I just watched Shin Godzilla for the first time last week, and that is a movie about how we need to honor the bureaucrats who are making everything. Those are the people who are really, really good at being in meetings are going to save the world.
Yes, I'm so good at being in meetings. I'm so good at writing emails for people who don't read emails.
Yeah,
I think that's my skill.
It's gotten to the fucking point where when somebody sends me an email with like typos in it, I'm just like, thank God a human wrote this.
Thank God, yes. The I was complaining about, I got on a call with him, and he sounds like Florida Trump. It was like really bizarre, but also like I know Trump. He's not. Yes. Oh wait, is Trump from Florida? I thought he
moved to Florida after living in New York his whole life.
Okay, so I guess it is just Trump I'm working with. Spoiler.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I've been censoring the whole time. Xtine works for Donald Trump.
Speaking of Donald Trump, did I tell you that like I was at a lesbian bar in DC, and it was the night that the first. No, it was the first night, the night that he like had like an assassination attempt at him during like the dinner, and it turned out to be like nothing.
Oh yeah.
And I found out while I was at the club clubbing out, and then like later on I saw like this group of like people who had blazers and stuff, and I pulled one of them away, and it turns out there's a very high chance that I was talking to a staffer who had walked across the street from the Washington dinner because of all that happening. He was just at the lesbian bar for some reason. Straight Jeffrey is what I call him. Because it's in DC. It's on pictures in DC. So I took a selfie with him, and that's why I use Blue Sky again. It reminded me that Blue Sky exists because I don't have an Instagram. But anyways, that's like me being like 4 degrees away from Trump, which is very scary. I mean, I think anyone who lives in DC is 4 degrees from Trump at any point.
Yeah, how's that going? How's that going? I mean, are they still got the National Guard just standing around?
Oh, I don't live in DC proper. I live like maybe like an hour and a half away.
Oh, I see.
But every single time I go into DC, it's very alarming to see how many troops are out. Like how many National Guard people are out. This last weekend, I was in DC to visit the American Indian Museum, which was great. It was fun. And there are just guards everywhere. I don't think because it was like the American Indian Museum.
I haven't been to DC since 2017, since before we met. I haven't been to DC. Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy. Well, if you ever have a survey program podcast live show, maybe we can get something set up.
Wouldn't that be great? I've got. I feel like I've got. I don't know. I feel like I've got a few less listeners than last time. Maybe the same amount. I don't know, but I just feel like. I don't know if the show's big enough to do live shows yet. Maybe it would be. I don't know. I guess if you're listening, comment, comment, and subscribe if you'd be interested in having a live show, because I did like doing live shows last show that I did that had live shows, and I think it could be a lot of fun to do again. Maybe I'd do one in Seattle first, just to sort of test if people would even show up, and I wouldn't have to travel for that.
I mean, here's the thing: is that Lux lives around here too.
It's
like
true.
not close, but
they are in
the DMV area. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, if anything, if you're just in DC, just hit me up. I'll take you to the same lesbian bar, because they have Smash upstairs too. So we could smash upstairs.
Whoa!
Hold on, let me respond to
Susie.
Let me launch this website. I got the launch records.
That's great. Good for you.
Oh, actually, I have the nuclear launch codes.
Yes, right. Because again, you work for Donald Trump, and so you're doing a
do.
nuclear launch right now, and this is a valuable historic document.
Launch. Sorry, copy and pasting. What domain is it? Nissan Kendall.
You should get like a medal.
Of...
You should get like a survey program listener medal if you listen to this one.
What, is it not good to listen to me like do my job at the same time as doing?
No, I'm just gonna make it worse. I'm just gonna eat a Funyun.
Yeah. Crunch. Please add. Okay, there we go. Oh wow. Oh, speaking of my job, there is a there's a
Vagina
around your area that I had to build a website for, and she's a fucking asshole. If I ever go back to Bellevue again, it's on, and I see that.
What a predictable creature.
Or like that specific
creature.
I'm egging them on site, so keep me away from Bellevue.
So much. You're making me do so much editing this episode. I hate doing my job.
Sorry.
I hate doing work for this podcast.
Girl. Sorry, this isn't. You're not talking to Xtine. You're talking to Christine. That's my work Sona.
Oh God, I'm Catherine at work,
Isn't that
not
scary?
Kate.
Whoa, that is scary.
And I do a whole different voice too.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do it.
I keep my voice pretty similar. And actually, like my entire like demeanor is probably pretty similar. I have a picture of me holding a fish as my Zoom photo, so I feel like most car dealers don't really know how to deal with that because like it's a very like how do I say this, chauvinistic industry. So most quote unquote women you see working in this industry are like all glammed up, right? But I don't really put on that kind of effect, and I also do try to talk in like a lower register, and I also I'm okay to like talk over them and like interrupt them or whatever, like politely. So I don't think they know what to deal with me, but I also am not like, there are a lot of, I don't know, it's strange. It's just thinking about gender dynamics and such. I feel like I'm pretty stealth. My boss knows I'm a lesbian, of course, but I don't know if the others do. And I, of course, don't talk about politics with them. I'm just like, yeah, but anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, I don't know. It's an interesting thing. I think if I did like my full, you know, hi, I'm Catherine Shrike from the Survey Program podcast. I think if I did my full like voice training voice every time on the podcast, I'd want to kill myself.
Yeah.
I do, and you know, I like to dress more butch. And I definitely. You know, I got top surgery. I got top surgery the big ways, not the small ways.
I saw.
Yes.
Congrats. You look great.
Thank you. And I feel like that's been great because it lets me, you know, I can like wear a polo and I look like a lesbian who's running this shit like the Navy instead of getting he, him.
Yes.
Which is that's really, really excellent. You know, I was like, you know, when I was like talking to my therapist about it, I'm like, I want to dress butch without getting misgendered. And I think bazongas are a great way to do that.
That is so true. That is so true. My friend who is also at this job is an out they them, like they have it in their Slack status, and I don't think anyone ever genders them correctly. But if it was like, if they want the like the completely binary and went like he him, it would probably be better. But like because they're also like very femme, it doesn't work, unfortunately. It's sad.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel like that. Yeah, I feel like it's so hard for I feel like your average cis person is just totally unprepared for. They theming unless they're actually nice with it already, you know.
Yeah. Kate, would you ever want to get your nipples pierced, or did you spend too much money on that to do that kind of body mod?
It's not a money concern. I think it kind of wigs me out.
Fair enough.
Now I don't. There's no problem with it on other people. To be clear, I don't have any issue with it on other people. One thing I will say about people with their nipples pierced is they're always showing you their nipples. That's my.
That's true. That's true.
They're always like, hey, do you want to see? Like, regardless of the... This has been my experience many times in my life. I've known someone for all of 5 minutes before they showed me, because that's just
Really?
what you... This happened to me before, and it's like, okay, you worked hard for that.
I mean, I guess
maybe
it's
I
like
just got
you
game.
spent
I don't
the
know.
money on it. Like, if you spend the money on it and the piercing is somewhere that isn't completely visible, and I guess like, for example, showing off like a clit piercing would be kind of difficult, but showing off a tit piercing, that's a little bit more. It's more than a handshake, but it's less than whipping your dick out.
It's a little more than a handshake, yeah. But it's within the realm of like a Mardi Gras type experience, or I guess. No, usually they're doing the pull.
I'm really jealous of you. What?
I've had a life.
To that they just light. Wait, I'm like writhing in jealousy right now.
This was a girl back in. I don't even. I'm sorry to if you're listening to this by some miracle. I'm sorry. I don't remember who you were. You were a friend of a friend. This was a friend of a friend in Gainesville, Florida. Like right after I got out of college, she was just like, I don't know. She was just in town and was like, I just got my nipples pierced. You want to see? And she pulled her shirt down, and there it is. This is supposed to be.
What does it take to leave a memorable impression on you, Kate? If like showing your nipples pierced to you does not make an impression or like leave.
That's it. That was like my only interaction with her. She showed me the goods, and then I don't think I ever talked to her again.
So she should have been more classy with it, is what you're saying. Maybe like
no.
I'm sorry. Was it an uncomfortable experience?
It was not an uncomfortable experience. It was quite fine.
It was just bewildering, I guess.
It was, yes, I was bewildered. Story. I would say I was bewildered at this point in time. Because I didn't have the current friend group I have now that are always doing all sorts of libertine nonsense that I don't quite fully indulge in. But to put it diplomatic. But like, yeah, really? So I wasn't like a prude or anything, but I was fairly uptight at that. It's not like I hadn't, done a bunch of the crazy shit I've since done at that time in my life. So I was just like, what?
Right.
What? Huh?
Oh, wow.
I think it was probably a detriment. I didn't like have a problem with it, but I will say it was probably a detriment to me remembering her name.
Okay. You're boob blind. I get it. Because you're a misogynist. I get it.
Hold on. I just mean that like I was a little too bewildered to like fully be able to process anything beyond what was happening in this 5-minute interaction.
Yeah, don't worry, Kay. I'm just shitting in your pants. I
really appreciate it. Welcome to this is a podcast about Deltarune.
Oh yeah, that's right. So who in Deltarune would be most likely to show you their pierced nipples before showing you, like, introducing themselves by name?
Oh God, Bratty?
Well, that's so funny. I was gonna say Carol, but actually, I'm biased because my first impression of Carol is seeing.
I guess they are quite cold. I guess a pierced nipple is quite cold, so that would be thematic. I can't. Is this even releasable?
There's a lot that you have to censor. I mean,
I'm not censoring this.
18+
Whatever. It's gonna be the first 5-second podcast. Yeah, we talked a little bit about flowery, and then the rest of it's just fucking not usable, man. I said I could name you like 6 Toho references, and I think I only got to like 2.5. You did too,
before I got distracted. Because to be honest, I also forgot. I didn't write it down or anything because I was hoping that my mind, like a steel trap, could get it, but really it was like an aluminum trap.
God, I want Carol. I want Carol badly.
I know, she's so sexy. Is there more of her in the Weird Root? Does she show up again in Weird Root?
She doesn't show up again. There is like literally like one additional line of dialogue from her.
God damn it.
But yes, we're all waiting patiently for more. We're all waiting imprudently for more Carol over here at Civic Further.
I hope that her nipples are pierced and we find this out when we see her
I
again.
hope that we don't find this out.
This is my dearest wish. This is the only thing that'll get me to like start close reading Deltarune. Is if I get to see Carol's pierced nipples, if she has them, anyways. Are you like in your work conference room right now, or do you like work from home?
No, I'm remote today, so this is luckily not happening in an office setting. Are you in an office?
No, I work from home also.
Okay.
I'm working in my home office, so I'm working in the office where I turn into an innie. So you've actually been talking to Innie Xtine this entire time, aka Christine. You've been talking to Christine this entire time. This is the kind of stuff I shoot the shit with the car dealers all the time on calls.
Yeah. Yeah, you're always talking about, hey, so the mayor of your town, does she have pierced nipples or what?
I wonder if I could actually bring that up with a car dealer. I'm gonna make that as like a personal goal for me. Let me put this on my to-do list in my OneNote.
I don't think you should do that.
They don't give a fuck.
Just one woman's opinion. I don't think you should do that.
Okay, fine, I guess. Whatever. You kind of help me keep my job or whatever.
Oh, God. Oh.
You good over there?
Yeah. Oh, I'm just like, I don't even know what I don't know what I'm gonna do with this.
I have one question. I wrote down a list in my sticky notes. I have a list of questions I have to ask you.
Shoot.
Okay, so Formula One RPF, right? Lestappen. Who is that? Who's Lestappen?
That's Charles Leclerc, who's the monegasque driver for Ferrari with an aura of misery. He's got this sort of melancholic affect only available to the aristocratic European. He's like the kind of guy who, needs to spend some time by the seaside to recover.
Okay. So would you say that and that pairing him and that Lestappen,
that's Max Verstappen is the other. Are they?
Oh, okay.
Maybe Max Verstappen. So here's the thing. I dislike Max Verstappen quite a lot. Max Verstappen is a sort of he's like a Dutch prodigy, right? Like he was a great racer from he's like basically like a child racing soldier, who has who's basically grown up into a very just sort of he's just obsessed. He'll like go home and play iRacing, like the racing simulator video game, until like midnight the day after competing in a Formula One race. Like that's all he does and cares about. He's kind of disagreeable and ornery and complaining all the time. And I personally, I don't see it. I don't see the appeal of Max Verstappen.
You don't think
at all
of those are? You don't think those are all charm points?
Or
is it just like he's just kind of an asshole?
I worked in esports too much to find the like typical gamer boy to be attractive.
Fair enough. But my question, yes or no, do you consider that pairing to be Patroclus and Achilles?
Maybe yes, maybe. I could see it. I mean, there is sort of that. Sure, why not?
Sure. Okay. I only ask this because I'm always in the Patrick Achilles tag on Tumblr, and there's like this one poster who's always posting about Lestappen, Formula One, RPF, and then like they put it in the Patrick Achilles tag for some fucking reason. I never read it, and I'm like, I don't know why you're here. I mean, alongside it, I would take that over seeing like the Stranger Things yaoi, like Byler. I would take it over that. I would also take it over like Marauders era, like Harry Potter shit. Seeing that in the tag too. So like to me, it's like a lesser of two evils.
They're doing their own book at this point.
Whatever. Okay, so that was my question. Also, what's up with Rousey? Is she a ghost? Like I don't think we ever. Like, what is up with her? I played all these Deltarunes, right?
Well,
and
if you listen to BQ's,
occurred to me,
if you listen to BQ's previous episode, they have the unconventional theory that they represent they represent an aborted they represent a previous Toriel abortion, but I don't think that that's true. I think that what Ralsei is, and like the literal mechanics of like what Ralsei is always one of the game's enduring mysteries. So you're not missing something for not knowing.
This is just the first time I've thought to ask it, but I'm stumbling upon a scholarly field that's been discussed for it seems like almost a decade.
Yes. There's obviously something special about Ralsei that lets them manifest in different dark worlds without, have a purpose in all of them, and doesn't seem to correspond clearly to one to an object in the light world like others. I think we've kicked around I think we've kicked around a little bit. I think we've kicked around a little bit on the show, and if you my actual answer is we don't know. We don't have enough information to know. If you said, I'm going to pin you down and you have to answer what you think right now, I would say I think that Ralsei is a representation of a idealized self, or like what Chris felt like that they were supposed to be growing up from a long time ago, right? Because we know that Chris, used to wear red horns, like feels bad about being a human, not being a monster, right? And so I see sort of Ralsei and the initial discomfort that Chris has with Ralsei as maybe being representative of, being sort of like a Jungian shadow self of like Chris's original, the obligations or expectations placed around Chris, or what they thought that they were supposed to be growing up. And the fact that Ralsei is now having their own crisis of identity and obligation is, of course, an interesting mirror to what Chris has struggled with.
Got it. Okay, sorry, I zoned out a little bit because I started reading emails, but what I'm hearing is that... So what I'm hearing, though, is that Ralsei is a metaphor.
You are a terrorist!
This is what you have me on the show for, is to terrorize you. You invited me, knowing what I did to your podcast, your previous podcast.
It's true.
So
it's true.
You have no one to blame but yourself.
It's true.
Let's see. Let me see the rest of my list. Okay, so I already checked off nipple piercings. We checked off Formula One RPF. We checked off Ralsei. All right. Okay. I'm nervous.
What are you nervous about?
I'm nervous because I have I have to go to my fencing class today. I'm intermediate now, so I'm going up against 15-year-olds who have been fencing since they were 5, and 19-year-olds who have been fencing for 6 years and such. So the 15-year-old is really nice, but the 19-year-old has a bit of an attitude. Anyways, I'm not even scared about getting my ass kicked. I'm scared of having to referee their matches because I feel like I don't know what goes on. I just they have these 10-second bouts and then they end because they're so fast at that point, and I have to figure out what goes on and also tell them what happened and also give them a point. And that part is what makes me so nervous. And I've been nervous about that all day. So if I have a little bit of a nervous energy going into this podcast, it's because I'm scared of fencing refereeing.
I've obviously not done fencing, but I have done some sports officiating, and it is kind of nerve-wracking. I mean, even when I was doing baseball umpiring for 10-year-olds, it's still you really want to get it right, because these kids take it so seriously.
They're thankfully very kind, and if they want to just rig the results and make me give them a point sometimes, that's fine. I'm fine with that. I hate being bad at something. I've been having to exercise my being bad at something muscle since turning 30 because I've been taking up a lot of random hobbies. And I am bad at all of them, which is to be expected because I just picked them up. But
I've been getting into seriously writing poetry for the first time, and I've been getting into film photography, and that is humbling. That is humbling, film photography, because if you fuck up, you don't even know for a month until you you don't even know until you finish the roll and get it all developed, and then you're just fuck, I fucked up.
Fuck. It's immortalized forever.
Yeah.
I have a Polaroid camera, and that's the best. That's the most I have for photography. So I see the results pretty instantly. It's fun though.
That does seem fun.
props to Toby for being able to finish a project. I have a lot more appreciation for people who start a skill, learn a skill, and also are able to finish anything afterwards.
It must have been some dream from 2011 that inspired Deltarune, led Toby to learn game development, ship Undertale as a practice game, and then...
I know, I think of that so much.
It must have been some fucking dream to inspire this game. That's all I'll say. That's crazy.
Because, like, Undertale being, like, the practice run is crazy to me, because I thought that was, like... I mean, me and everyone else thought that Undertale was, like, an incredible, like, innovative game. I thought it was introducing some really interesting ideas that had never been seen before, and then now we're at Deltarune, which is maybe his magnum opus, but I don't know if he has anything planned after Deltarune. But
I'm just like, I mean, it's a long life. You have to imagine. I mean, I know there was some reference in a newsletter or interview, I don't remember which one, that was mentioning, you know, this team that he's put together here could be useful for future projects too, beyond just Deltarune, which is very exciting to think about. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you know, it is interesting to think about Undertale now, you know, knowing what Undertale represented to gaming, right? And represented as a huge Smash success, that it now feels just sort of like a part one to what came later.
Part one, yeah. I feel like that part one feeling comes through a lot in chapter 5, because I don't know if you would be able to, like, get as much out of this chapter without having played Undertale first, because there's just so many. It's the Undertale chapter. I mean, it's also the Japan chapter.
I did an interview with one of my panelists has not played Undertale, and so I'd be interested in hearing from them again about how they reacted to all. If they were just like, I don't get it at all about chapter 5.
Have they also played Toho, or is that not one that they've done?
My guess is that they haven't played Toho. Triumph, if you're listening to this, tell me about if you've played Toho or not.
Every single time my sentence becomes garbled, it's because I'm also typing an email to a client, by the way, or updating a ticket or some sort. So
that's awesome.
I'm trying.
All right, I think all right. Well, we're coming up.
You're good.
Hey, we're coming up on the hour mark, and I got to get back to work. So fucking thanks for listening, everybody. If you did listen all the way through to this, come get your medal, because I hope this was as fun for you. I had a good time. I had a great time.
Yeah.
I had a great time recording this.
Everyone else did too.
I hope that you did too in the audience. And we'll be back to talking about some normal Deltarune stuff next week. So have fun. We'll have fun with that.
To me, Deltarune is always normal or whatever. Anyways, that's it. Okay, bye guys.
Bye. That's our show. All right, that was one hell of an episode, everybody. You can support the podcast at groupofshrike.net for $5 a month to get access to all of our bonus episodes. You can also just give $5 one time, download all the bonus episodes, and then cancel your subscription. That's fine. That's nice. I appreciate it. What else? You can subscribe on YouTube. You can join the Discord. You can listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts with RSS, or right on groupofshrike.net. And music for the show is by Highwell. Check out the link to the Bandcamp in the description. What else? Oh, we're taking questions for a little bit. For a couple days after this releases, we're going to be taking questions in the Discord and the thread. Check the announcements channel for the link for that for our next episode, which is about the politics of hometown. I've got somebody from Substack coming over to talk about the politics of the Northeast in relation to Deltarune. So that should be fun. See you next week, everybody.
Group Strike Amalgamated General Productions GmbH.